Xiukai is the juggernaut chef of Lumia Island. He is the character with some of the most insane scaling potential in the entire game, and he also has very potent food and very powerful skills. So what I brought for you today is actually my interpretation of the rank 1 Xiukai player's build. What we've been seeing lately in the meta is that dagger Xiukai has actually been even more popular and even more potent than spear Xiukai, and it's not been seeing a ton of play in NA, so let's get right into it. This build is essentially a 4-zone build. We're going to be finishing almost everything except for just your shoes within these 4 zones. Our weapon of choice is going to be Mount Slicer, as you expected. Since this is a dagger build and not a spear build, the only real dagger that you want to be seeing on Xiukai right now is Mount Slicer, because it's the only skill amp based dagger. For our head slot, we have Imperial Burgeonet, which is probably the best amp headpiece at the moment. Yeah, sure, Imperial Crown is quite good. It gives you some max HP, it gives you a decent amount of amp, but Burgeonet boasting 18% skill amp as well as 10% CDR, it makes this headpiece extremely good at the moment. Also, we're going to be running Commander's Armor and Dropnir for just that extra solid percent skill amp. For our accessory slot, we're going to be running Schrodinger's box because it gives us a lot of max HP, which is something that Xiukai scales off of. It also gives us a little bit of flat skill amp as well, which is one of the most important stats on Xiukai. And as for our shoes, we're going to be running EOD boots, but only simply because it's the only pair of boots that we get close to finishing within this route. There are no real convenient pairs of boots for this route, so I would recommend going with this. Generally speaking, you want to swap these off for straitjackets or glacials if you get the chance, because the flat amp helps your kit a lot. The reason why we're not going to be putting those in the build though is because we're already needing 2 lighters and 2 paper, and if we go for straitjacket sneakers, then we're going to need 1 more lighter, 1 more paper, and that makes this route incredibly difficult to pull off. So the EOD boots are going to be our shoes of choice, just missing the oil and iron ore to finish our shoes. Now, a part of this build that you can't see in just the items that you do need to be paying attention to is actually Xiukai's passive. Xiukai gains a lot of max HP from just cooking food, and he also gains additional damage on his ultimate from getting stacks of his passive, which comes again from cooking food. So in order to pull this build off, in order to get the most effectiveness out of Xiukai, you need to know how to make food, and you need to know how to make it effectively. If you get extra lighters in alley, you need to hold on to them because they're incredibly valuable for your stacking up food in the mid and late game. The most efficient use of lighters is actually over here in Pond by making spicy fish stew. But the thing is that you shouldn't necessarily be crafting this until you have all 3 points in your passive, because you want to get the most out of every single lighter. The reason why spicy fish stew is so good for Xiukai is because you get 1 stack for the boiling water and then 3 more stacks for each spicy fish stew. What that means is it's 4 stacks per lighter, which is the most efficiency you can get from a single lighter. Again, this build does hinge on you being able to craft quite a lot in the mid and late game, so if you aren't super familiar with food recipes, I'd recommend studying up on them just a little bit so you're a little bit more aware of what you can cook with what materials you're given. Now, one quick tip for looting along this route: when it comes to getting your paper out of temple, this backside of temple is actually almost always unlooted. I almost always find all of my paper easily within this back area because most people, they spawn on this side and then run to the teleporter very early, leaving the entire backside completely unlooted. So I'd recommend when you're looting temple, loot the backside because that is where you're probably going to get what you need. As for the skilling order, I would recommend always putting a point in your ultimate whenever available, but after that, level your passive over your W, over your Q, over your E. As for upgrades for this build, whenever you find a meteorite, you want to turn your commander's armor into a cabana. Additionally, if you find a force core, it's a good idea to upgrade your shoes into Hermes boots. I would also recommend, if you ever find straitjackets or glacial shoes on somebody's body, you could switch your EOD boots out for straitjackets or glacials. Those are good choices as well. They're a little bit less defensive, but they have a little bit more flat spell amp, so it makes you a little bit more on the offensive side. And that just about covers it for this dagger Xiukai build. Let's check out an example game. I just haven't heard Xiukai's English, or sorry, not English, Korean voice yet. Or not, oh, fuck, I can't talk through Japanese voice. I haven't heard his Japanese voice yet. It's pretty good, actually. Actually, I like it. Uh-oh, this one's already been here. Not good. You're really doing this. There are no flowers. So we're just gonna have to figure something else out, since that's not the table. If they do something about matchmaking, I am a 1,100 rating and I get killed by a 3,330. Here's the thing, like, there's just not enough people. Like, they can't really do anything about it, otherwise the queue times become, like, exorbitantly long, and then nobody's happy. So right now I need branches to finish my weapon. Well, that's not true. I need branches to upgrade my weapon, but I need a flower to fully finish it. And since someone, like, apparently took literally every flower at a pond, I have to sort of figure something out. Probably gonna go to cemetery to grab it. But in any case, it's pretty rough. Pro tip, don't be a streamer, don't leave your name on him. Yeah, that'll do it. That is a pro tip right there. What region? Oh, you're trying to smokes. Yeah, honestly, the thing about the whole, like, MMR sort of situation, like, yeah, when it comes to normals, there's really nothing they can do about it. It's gonna match people with people, like, quote-unquote, way above them for a long time. That's not gonna really change. Because normals are, like, really... That's the point of, like, a ranked system. Normals versus ranked is, like, normals are less strict, right? What does the NA player base look like? Is it similar to battle rate? So I actually never played battle rate, so I can't really help you there. I can't say for sure. The NA player base is steadily growing though. Game has not been out for a very long time and it's still in early access, so don't expect it to be like, you know, it's not like this is the final product in terms of, you know, advertising efforts and this is the peak player base and it's only downhill from there or something like that. It's just not the case. Because, well, like I said, game's still fresh. They barely advertised it basically at all. Almost any advertising we have is essentially just word of mouth. Dude, what's it like to find a flower? There we go. We're not at release. No, this is early access still. Believe it or not. This game is incredibly polished for an early access game. And it just keeps getting better. Okay, we need some leather. AK squirt. That's not leather. Yo, the free steel though. That's what I was missing. We're looking kind of good. We're just missing what, leather? That's it. We're basically full build. Like, it was a struggle getting here, but we are here, so can't really complain. I'm gonna sit down for a bit. I'm out of mana. Skaz thinks Sissel will get nerfed this patch. Wouldn't surprise me. That being said, if you look at the leaderboard, Sissela's not even doing that great. Also, Sissela's issues, in my opinion, right now, are mainly due to caltrops being completely broken. Found this game because it was a weeb game and I didn't know about. Yeah. It is in fact a good ass weeb game. I genuinely feel like most of Sissela's issues right now are just rooted in caltrops being broken. Like, caltrops is actually just broken on every character that has it. Even Hedgen, a little bit less so, but it's definitely still good on her. Excuse me? Okay. Nice. Ooh, delivered the lighters though. Delivered so many lighters. Oh my god. Yo, pond still open? Technically yes, but I'm like low on timer. I'm gonna get a bunch of fish before it closes. Guys, we're about to cook up so much bait carp. Can Xiukai still go over the river? I forget. I think so, right? Yeah. Cool. Alright, looking good. Let's cook. Alright, I can recheck because we got time to kill. Wait. Drop this. Drop this. Alright. We got enough food. We're not gonna use all this. So I'm just gonna leave some here. Okay, so a man just killed Wick and then died for it. It's gotta feel bad. Whoa. Nice. Patch notes are out? Hell yeah, just in time, dude. I was not expecting a patch notes stream tonight, but now that you mention it, it is in fact a Monday night. So after this game, we're gonna talk patch notes. I should have just all in there. I wish I had a camera. Kinda just don't. Ooh. Oh! There it is. This character kind of does damage. Sometimes. Yo, is that a Shoichi over there? Oh, the free heated oil. Hashtag free heated oil. Oh. You guys are press R. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yo guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, this build's kinda cracked. I kinda do a lot of damage. People sort of walk up to me and like try to do something, and then I press like R, and then they die. It's kinda cool. Final zone Ellie, just one more person. I honestly think I have a fantastic matchup against Magnus, but we'll see. It depends on the type of Magnus too. But in theory, I should have a really good matchup here. His damage shouldn't really outpace my food that much. Oh, so tempted. I can't, but I'm very tempted. You know, this is a bad idea. I was like gonna go cook here for a little bit more, but why even risk it? Yeah, it's up, Epoxa. Oh? We're gonna reset that fight. Hey, what's up, Misery? Don't be a self-loathing Sisela main. Sisela is very good character for good players. See, if you played like Xiukai or something, I would understand. But no, you play a good character. A great taste character.
ュリティコンソール周辺が臨時セーフゾーンに設定されます。
ちょっとベタベタするぞ。ちょっとベタベタするぞ。料理はかなりの重労。
Trying to figure out how to approach this fight. Like, the obvious answer is don't get stunned, but like, Ali is kind of like full of really good angles for him. I don't understand how that worked, but you know, whatever. I think I need to get to like here. Yeah, that's how you handle it. Oh. Okay, so he hasn't had a chance to rest. And now he has to run into zone. We're in good shape. Gonna cancel his rest. Okay, he's not there. Which means he rested over there. Had to be. There we go.